Soy boy Chloe is 110% organic, non-GMO, gender misogynist, depression, identitarian.
And there's no need for anyone to think that is unacceptable. We're going to shut them down and work with whoever it is to shut them down, and they should be prosecuted. You cannot intimidate members of Congress.
What's up, Lisa Peasy? Glad to have you. And apparently only you. Why isn't my thing updating? Yeah, I got 4 people watching this. Tex Edwards, how do you do? See if this is actually true. Doing a few last minute things like usual. We'll get this thing fired up and going here shortly though. Private. Interesting. Nobody from YouTube. They've all left.
I'm not going to respond to that. I already used the words. I was told by my handler, don't talk on this without I shove my foot in my mouth. Just don't do that. Just move on. Just move on. It's dumb. How could you even think that just because I was in charge of policy with Ukraine as vice president, and just because I told the government that if they didn't fire the prosecutor,
Man, I swear, 2020 just keeps getting more depressing. I feel like. I feel like it's true.
How could you think
Okay.
that was inappropriate or that I did anything wrong?
Okay.
Even though I sat and I bragged about the fact that
All right.
I fired, and I told them I wasn't going to give them money unless they did what I said. How can you think that I did anything wrong? This is just such a dumb
Do one more
question.
thing here.
I can't believe we're entertaining.
And all these other social media platform people say they struggle with figuring out where the line is and how to, we remove hate speech, but we also want to promote free speech discussion. It's very simple. It's very simple. All you
That's
gotta
kinda
do is
funny.
follow the Constitution. Follow the
Bitch of
Constitution.
a person. I'm
Follow
sorry.
the Bill of Rights. Follow the First Amendment.
I don't like
The
her.
elected president.
She says, Senator Kamala
Oh,
Harris
it's
says
true.
if she is elected president,
That
she
funny.
will
Goes to the
give
back.
Congress 100 days to act on gun control. If they don't, she'll take matters into her own hands, she said during the CNN town hall. Wow, that doesn't sound like a victory
Right.
response, right? That doesn't sound like a very democratic.
American voters. It's kind of funny. All right. That'll probably be enough.
Get back to the Constitution and following it, not farther away in Watergate. Well, I'm pretty sure she came out against Trump when he said he was going to take it.
Okay.
Right?
So I want to go back up to this portion.
Bill of Rights. You are on that side note. The Democrats months ago were saying there was no crisis at the border. Now there's a crisis at the border.
Okay.
Anyway, evil piece of crap. All right. Let's move into the dehumanization stage, right? Somebody. It's like the dude, just totally covered up a campus assault or drop the end. I'm just jumping in. Early Sunday, a shooter opened fire in Dayton, Ohio.
All right, let's do this.
City's Oregon district, popular downtown
start doing some video commentary too. That would be fun. I need to get those
Little
all
article.
sorted out.
Campus police chief. Pretty interesting that
Yeah.
we can compare these two different shootings because they happen so close. 2 minutes and 38 seconds. So here we go.
You guys hear Scott Atlas? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Scott Atlas said,
We won't get into that either, but I'd like
"You
to
get what you
that
get.
out.
You know, if you don't fight it, you get what you get." And he was right. He was damn right. He wasn't just right. He was damn right. And he got a lot of grief from it, of course, right, from the media. But he basically just said, "Yeah, you know, you get what you get, and if you don't fight back, if you don't open your eyes, if you don't, push back on this stuff, you are going to get what you get."
What happened?
And
Snapchat's new gender swap filter is
there's some
causing
good
problems
things
with
maybe go
social
over
justice
some of my
warriors.
key buzzwords that I have on Google Alerts, just for if you want to cover something else. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about how Scott Atlas was 100% right, and we should have had this information long before then. I mean, we should have had this conversation, people talking this way long before then. We're also going to go over some memes, of course, have a little meme time with Steven. Then I'm going to open up the phone lines. Maybe we'll get somebody to call me in. Scott Atlas, he is the head doctor for Trump Down, for the COVID response. We'll cover it. I'll explain it. And what else? There was something else on my mind. And it's escaping me at this exact moment. Hopefully it comes back. If not, then, no big deal. But let's get going here and have fun and start the show. All right. It's SJG Perspective. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Another Monday episode. Just going to be me tonight. Not going to bring anybody on. I didn't have time to really set a guest up. And tonight's going to also be a little more laid back. It's going to be kind of an AMA. It's kind of an Ask Me Anything. So I'm going to take a little more time in the chat tonight. I'm going to cover one article that I have, and then past then, if we're still interested and looking at a few other things, I might just do some live hangouts with you, scrolling through some news feeds of mine that things that I may want to talk about. Speaking of which, I have got some new designs in my store. At sjgperspective.com. They're funny. They're not like SJG shirts or anything. They're just like memes. And it's kind of going to be my thing where I'm going to start putting meme shirts up because we have meme time with Steven, right? That's kind of a big, a major thing that we do here. So at my website, you can find them at sjgperspective.com in the shop section. I have a new one. I don't know if I put it on there yet. I have it on my Teespring. I have a Teespring account too, but we're gonna cover it because I kind of stole it. I modified it from a meme we're gonna read tonight, so it's pretty funny. It's the things I trust more than Joe Biden. Things that I trust more than Joe Biden, and we're gonna cover that list here in the memes. So anyways, it's a good segue to remind you that you can go to SJG Perspective and subscribe. Give me your email if you haven't. Find all my sites, find blog posts, find my schedule, find everything on sjgperspective.com. So, oh man. All right. So who do we got? Why is it only D Live in the chat? Has nobody on YouTube chatted yet? Because I'm not seeing any of YouTube's chats coming through. But I've been having a little bit of problem with my D Live chat function here. So maybe I need to open up my chat app for a second here and find out what's going on. Chat app. There we go. And I'll do open in a browser. And then I'll bring it over here and just see. Somebody type something there on YouTube, making sure that we're still connected on YouTube so I can see your chats. I just want to tell everyone that I know I get a little salty in the morning. Had some private messages or whatever that were, some emails. People shot me, and they get a little fired up with my morning drive times, and some people don't like them because they're a little less produced. Well, it's a drive time with Steven. It's a way for me to get something off my chest, and I'm driving when I'm driving to work. So there's that. Also, on that, I'm not going to make any excuses for what I'm saying and what I'm feeling when I say it and feel it. I'm just going to do it, right? Sometimes I'll say stupid stuff. Sometimes I'll say things I regret or I don't necessarily feel tomorrow, possibly. But I'm just saying what I'm saying. And I believe this morning's drive time was just the lack of how inconsequential a lot of times our presidents truly are. I'm sorry to say that, and I'm sorry that butt hurts you a little bit, but I'm getting to a better understanding. That was the other subject I was going to talk about that ties into it, was kind of with what I'm feeling, is how Mitch McConnell came out today and he said that pulling out of Afghanistan would be a bad idea. Mitch Gobble Neck Gobbler McConnell. And for me, I segued that into reminding me that it's like, wow, the people running our government, it's really not so much our leaders. Not the leaders we vote for. It's the unelected leaders that are running our country. This blatantly fraudulent, right? In this election. We all know that. Everyone who's understanding or has a open understanding understands that, sees that for what it is. This was not a free and fair election. It is a complete selection. And I think the only way, that's how I feel right now. And that doesn't mean I hate America or I hate anything. I'm just telling you how it is I feel right now about our elections. Doesn't mean, and I feel like the only way for us to actually ever get past the point where we can actually make a change on that kind of stuff is if we point out and we come to grips with the fact that it's reality. Every single year, depending on one side or the other, there is voter fraud, and it's a big, huge thing. And they talk about dead people voting or problems with the machines. The left says we vote suppress. The right, that we're voter suppression. The right says that the left is always having dead people vote for them. The problem, or the how much of it is just politicking in media and finger pointing, and how much of it is really there's a lot of cheating going on. Regardless, every single 4 years, it happens down at the county level. Just probably not quite as much as the county and state level, because it's easier to vet that. It's easier to check that, and it's easier to, follow up on that. On the presidential elections, my God, every single year. And this year was blatant. So I don't know where that puts me other than I'm really fed up with all the shit, and I hope it melts. I don't want to see our country melt. Don't get me wrong. I'm actually a little concerned with what's coming. This dark winter that everyone keeps talking about. Hi, Debbie. How are you? I'm like, hi, Debbie. Oh, sweet. How'd you find us today, Debbie? Very interesting. We have a newcomer. Let's all give her a round of applause, Debbie. My name is my name's Steven. SJG Perspective is the channel you're on. And I'm glad to have you. How'd you get here, by the way? Throw it up in the chat. Everyone say hello to Debbie. She's new to the channel. Hope I don't upset you, scare you away too quickly, Debbie. Anyhow, I'm very easily distracted, and that just me saying hi to Debbie, I lost my train of thought. That's terrible. It's really terrible. Basically, here's my point. I am a conservative to the core. I know what I was going with it, is that I'm scared with where everything's going with the dark winter. The setup of the vaccine right now, how hard they're pushing it, how many states and countries are now morphing into it's going to be mandatory. I know there's talk about that. I believe in New York. I will have to get the states here where it's come, but there's other countries in the world where it's going out, and it's going to be mandatory. The vaccine. We've covered the vaccine, I think, on our last episode. Maybe it was the one before that. I think it was this last one, or maybe it was the one with when Mohammed Aloha Snack Bar came on, and we we talked about how the testing of the vaccine and how it's absolute bunk. How they tested somewhere around 100, for the efficacy of it, or somewhere around 164 people, and now Moderna's coming out and saying they've got a 94% vaccine or 94% effective vaccine. It's better than Pfizer's 90% vaccine, efficient vaccine. Yada, yada, yada. So on and so forth. They're pushing it super hard. Every state is falling like dominoes right now for the lockdown. Every leader we have is warning us about the dark winter that's upon us, that's coming. The Trudeau was it's not even a conspiracy theory anymore that this is the Great Reset. This is building back better. They want small businesses to fail. They wouldn't be doing these authoritarian lockdowns if they didn't. I don't know if it's a cabal planning from the state level. It's definitely a globalist agenda for the world. I just don't know if the governors are very useful idiots or if they're so partisan that anything that they want to push this for their control. I don't know. All I know is the control that they're implementing is insane, and it's slowly numbing us and getting us comfortable with this. It's slow. It's all about you couldn't do it. You can't throw somebody from a hot beach, laying in the sun, getting a lot of sun, feeling nice and warm, into an ice cold bath without a major reaction, and then jumping out of that. Well, that's the same thing with the lockdowns, and the same way they're taking our liberties away, and the same way they're taking control of us, and the same way they're taking everything away from us. That's the same way they're doing it right now. Debbie says she has really good vibes. Well, I am very happy, Debbie, that you got good vibes, and I'm excited for that, and I want you to have good vibes, and I don't want to take those away from you. I don't have as much of great good vibes, actually. I don't feel like. I feel okay, though. I feel at peace. I do say I got to feel at peace, but I do know that there's a storm a-coming, and they're telling us it's coming. The writing's on the wall, and I guess we'll see how it all plays out. We're going to see how it all plays out, but none of this is for our betterment. No, our government does not love us. They don't even care about us. They, quite frankly, the upper echelons of our government view us as useless eaters. Well, that's good. Debbie walks every day. Rest in peace, Debbie vibes. No, I don't want to take Debbie's vibes away from her. I'm just saying, hey, it's a good wake-up call. Be a little more positive, SJG. I'm not positive. I just think I think we need to be informed and I need to be awake, and that's all I'm trying to do is present the real picture, I think, because I think if you're not throwing from that warm beach into the cold water, right, you need to be, I feel like that's what we need to have happen to us, is just to be shook awake, because what they're doing is they're slowly warming us up to these authoritarian things they're doing. They're slowly warming us up and working us into this. It's not, that's why they don't just slap you with, for instance, our Oregon Governor, Kate Kate Brown, she started last week, Monday, saying there was going to be a pause, and by the end of the week, it was a hard freeze. We were shutting businesses back down. Starting Wednesday, you can't have your businesses open anymore. It's takeout food only, no gyms. Churches can have up to 20 people in them, I think, something like that, something crazy. They're locking it. They're shutting it back down. What was it? El Paso's been locked back down. Tennessee. It's just fallen like dominoes. Washington, I know Gavin Newsom, all these turds come out, right? All these leaders, all of our leaders come out and tell us all these things we have to do, yet they don't abide by any of them, right? They don't abide by any of them. So, well, that's good. I have a good sense of humor too, and I don't cry much either. So we got to look. I'm just saying, look at these world events right now happen, and you got to laugh, and that's good. Debbie's going to be okay. She's got a good sense of humor. Roll with the punches and laugh, and just be a good person. So, speaking of laughing, why don't we do a little? This is Debbie's first time. So, Debbie, we always start out with, not always, but pretty much always, we start out with a little section we call Meme Time with Steven. It's politically incorrect memes. So I hope you're going to be okay with that, because it's what we do. Oh, see, that's a serious one. I won't start out there. It's kind of a downer. We won't start out there. We'll start out here. People, how much faith do you have in the human race? I look both ways at a roundabout, if that tells you anything. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Mostly peaceful protests. Mostly legal mail-in ballots. Potato. What are you going to do? About the same. That is basically how our media portrays about everything. Good. We don't wear a mask. Well, sometimes when we have to, we do. But I don't really like to. This is my newest shirt that I tweaked this one a little bit, guys. So this is great. If you guys want to go get my shirt at SJG Perspective, that's what I was talking about. I just made this one. It's really funny. That's funny. Easy Peasy says, I really do look both ways in Michigan roundabouts. They confuse us. Okay, so here we go. Things I trust more than Biden. Facebook profile pictures. People who don't like dogs. A rattlesnake with a pet me sign. This is my favorite. Cocktails with Bill Cosby. Love that. Casey Anthony running a daycare. A football filled by Tom Brady. An email stating I inherited $1 million. Malaysian Airlines. Gas station sushi. I don't even think that's a thing, but definitely wouldn't want to trust that. And final number 10 is Flint, Michigan tap water. These are the things I trust more than Joe Biden. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Anyways, I have that shirt, a different version of it, but basically that shirt on my website. Go buy it. It's hilarious. Isn't it odd how the party of open borders, heroin, needle sharing, and street pooping is suddenly concerned about the spread of a disease? I'm just saying. Just saying. The Republicans announced plan to pretend to be fiscally conservative again the moment a Democrat takes office. This coming from the Babylon Bee. During a budgetary discussion Friday, Republican lawmakers announced a plan to pretend to be fiscally conservative again if the Democrats take office again in 2020 or 2024. The GOP said it would begin to decry deficit spending and the $20 trillion debt in order to win votes as soon as political power swung back to the opposing party. The second a Democrat is back in the White House, we will once again start yelling about fiscal responsibility, one Republican lawmaker said in an address of the House of Representatives on Friday. For now, we will continue to vote for unsustainable and irresponsible budgets that your children's children will still be paying for centuries from now. At publishing time, Republicans further announced they would pretend to oppose giving Planned Parenthood $500 million a year after year once they need conservative votes. Conservative votes to support to regain their offices. I screwed that last sentence up pretty incredibly. That comes from the Babylon Bee. That was all a joke. But not far of a joke. It's humor, right? But it's true. Okay. The next generation, the new generation. I gotta rub my eyes for a second. I feel like I'm not reading correctly. 2017, not my president, Russia meddled in the election. 2018, not my president, Russia meddled in the election. 2019, not my president, Russia meddled in the election. 2020. U.S. elections are safe and secure. Meddling and fraud is close to impossible, and it's time for unity. So, for all of you people out there that are contesting that Joe Biden actually won the election fair and square, you guys just need to quit being conspiracy theorists and get on the unity train. A lot of sarcasm in that one. Here's what I feel too. Exactly what Clark Griswold feels right now. Right there. When your government tells you that you can't gather for the holidays, it's a big one. And it's like I buy one, get one free one. And this is insane. Gavin Newsom, Jay Inslee, Kate Brown. These are the ones on the left coast that have Earl Joe was still he is, Debbie. He is. It's a good point, and he is. Yeah, can you believe that they're telling us? And I posted today from a Clackamas County, from our Clackamas County, I'm just going to go to my Facebook page here because I have it to post on here. Our Clackamas County commissioner, maybe, or I don't know. Here, let me open this up. Check this out. This is the chick right here. I want this lady for our governor. Oregon County Commissioner vows to ignore governor's strict new lockdown rules and hold Thanksgiving dinner for as many family and family friends as she can find. Tootie Smith, she'd have to change her name, who is the incoming chairwoman of Clackamas Board of County Commissioners, has slammed Oregon Governor Kate Brown for lockdown rules. On Friday, Brown ordered a 2-week statewide freeze, she ordered that 5 days after she said we were just going to pause, on businesses and gatherings, which are limited to 6 people starting on Wednesday. In response, Smith said, "My family will celebrate Thanksgiving with as many family and friends as I can find. Governor Brown is wrong to order otherwise." In a follow-up Facebook post on Sunday, Smith wrote, "I believe my citizens can make their own informed decisions and maintain their personal rights." Cases have spiked dramatically across Oregon in the past 2 weeks, with 868 new infections. Wow, 868 people in the last 2 weeks have caught the flu. Oh my God, let's shut the state down. Notice how they don't say how many people have died? Total number of cases in Oregon is 56,000. Okay. I wonder what the total number of cases of the flu is every single year in Oregon. It's probably damn near 100%. And that's exactly as we've gone through this. The current virus or COVID, guys, we've went through the numbers on this. We've went through the numbers. It's insanely, ridiculously small. How many people have died? How deadly? I've known a handful of people that have tested positive. They barely knew they were sick. They barely knew they were sick. One, in fact, had like the sniffles. We've had way worse bugs and flus going around in the past. Which leads me to the point when they keep talking about this dark winter, is I kind of wonder if this was all a test run. This is where we're going to get a little downer, Debbie Downer, no pun intended. Don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. Hey, Debbie, if you come regularly, you're the upbeat one. This is going to be great, Debbie. If you ever do want to come back, your name being Debbie White, and being upbeat and loving life, that will be our play on words. That I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. But anyways, I digress. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. But I kind of wonder if they're not going to now, because they're talking about the dark winter and all these terrible bad things that are going to happen. And I'm kind of wondering, I was like, ooh, so now was all this just an exercise and now they released the real virus? So I would say keep an eye on the new uptick on it, in the news and whatnot. I still am not worried about it. I'm still not scared about it. It would have to be like Ebola, which they're not ready to quite do that yet. Maybe the Ebola's in the vaccine that they're going to force feed us everyone. I don't really know. Yeah. So it's pretty ridiculous. But anyways, going back to Clark Griswold right here, right off of this. I wish her picture was up there. It's not there right now. But well, that's not her. Oh, there she is. I wish this lady was our governor. I don't even care if she's a Democrat. I'd vote for her. She spoke some truth there, spit some truth. Good for you. Let's all give a hand for Tootie Smith. Tootie too. I mean, Tootie. That might be cool. Maybe we could just run you with Tootie. That would, I don't know. It's, I don't even care that your name's Tootie. Tootie. You can still be our governor because you're way more qualified and way more intelligent than our re-ringy, retarded Kate Brown is. Okay, moving on. When your governor tells you you can't gather for holidays, that's right. You fly him the bird. That's what you do. I'm making a list and I'm checking it twice. AOC. Me too. Trump sycophants. Mike Pence, Kellyanne Conway, Kylie McEnany, something Woods, James Woods, Mike Pompeo. Oh, God. Oh, I just can't say the things I want to say because I'm on YouTube too right now. I just can't tell you what I really want to tell you about AOC. Ugh. Don't like her. You? Picture? Such progress. 1950s, people are going to treat you differently just because the color of your skin. 2020, it's a white dad talking to his white son. People are going to treat you differently because of the color of your skin. And so many people are going to get offended by this inappropriate meme. Not on my channel. God, it's so true. And it's so sad, isn't it? Isn't it so sad that that's where we're at? Because of this crazy, stupid identity politics, culture, this postmodern, intersectional, white privilege, race, critical race theory, ideology that is spreading like a cancerous wildfire. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy because it's true. It's sad because it's true. American voters, 2.7 million votes for the President Trump Dominion voting system. Right up here, we hand the votes to the Dominion voting machine, and he tosses that plate of eggs, scrambled eggs, right down the hall because it is that's what they did. Okay, guys. Well, that has been another episode. Not a ton of memes, not the best memes in the world, but not terrible memes. Right? We had a little bit of good conversation on those. So let's read a little bit here. Mohammed Aloha Snack Bar. That is not, you're not allowed. You said the R word, Mohammed Aloha Snack Bar. So we got Lisi, Debbie, Tex, and Mohammed. And we got a bunch of other people watching, but that's all we got chatting right now. So anything good in the chats there for me to reach out. The lead is why you can't trust runabouts in Michigan. The lead is why you can't trust runabouts in Michigan. The LED. I don't know if that's lead or... Moving on. I thought the real Joe was still asleep somewhere in the base. He is. Yep, we read that one. I'm partying all Thanksgiving with friends and family and sing until the wee hours of the night. Good for you, Debbie. I like Debbie. Debbie's cool. Debbie, how'd you find this channel? I like you, Debbie. Tell me how you found the channel. Today, my husband told me our state went a week without COVID deaths. That's when I informed him that his stepmother just caught COVID. I don't know if that's funny or not, but it sounded funny. That was kind of funny. Low key hoping she breaks the trend. That's pretty funny. Mohammed Aloha. I live in Dallas. You live in Dallas. Very cool. Tell me how you found the channel. Mark, how you doing? Mo's gone. What's up? Good to see you guys. Hello. Howdy. I agree with you, Mohammed Aloha. Intersectionality is retarded. LED is the Flint water. LED in the Flint water. What is LED? What am I missing? What's LED stand for? Lead in the Flint water. You said lead. The lead is why you... Oh, I got you. The lead. I think... Okay, so not to be a grammar Nazi, but lead is spelled L-E-A-D. So I think that is how you would... That's why I was missing that. So Not that I'm trying to point anything out. I'm just trying to say that's why I didn't understand, because I just didn't want everyone to think I was the retard. I spell not good. Oh, Lacey, you're hilarious. I appreciate you. R word. What if I have to retard the timing on my truck? True, Mark. That's a good point. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Yeah. Wait, was it Mark? Mark, I thought you were mad at me. I think it was Mark. Mark. Well, bygones be God. See, I'm good, Mark. Either way, if it was you, I think it was you that were annoyed with me. But see, I don't mean to call you out in front of everybody, but I'm good. I accept you back into the fold. Even though you were annoyed with me, Mark, I accept you back into the fold without even the littlest of annoyances towards you or upsetness towards you. Of course, I could be thinking it might not have been you. It might have been somebody else, but who knows? Biden's back tattoo. No, I didn't, Mark. What does Biden's back tattoo mean? Anyway, all right, here, let me throw the number up in the chat. Okay. Maybe it was. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it didn't feel like it was you. You're right, Mark. I'm sorry. It didn't feel like it was you. It felt kind of like it was you. But no, not you. Somebody else. Yeah, they got mad. They said something about, said like they were out of it. They weren't going to come back or something. I'm like, all right, bye. And I was nice about it. I was just like, okay, bye. Doesn't offend me. Okay, here, hang on a second. Okay, what I'm going to do right now. Okay, so I'm going to open up the phone lines for Collins. See if anybody wants to talk about anything, and then we'll jump into my or should I jump into my subject first? There's a number. Actually, text me, or you can call me. Screw it. I don't care. I was going to talk about this other segment here. Why don't we do the calls? Why don't you guys hold off if no one's calling yet? Hold off. Hold off till we get done with this. Then we'll end it up with a little phone call. Be good to talk about. Have something to talk about. So just hold up. You can text me if you want to, and I'll check the messages when I'm done here reading this article, and I'll call you back. Or I'll officially open up the phone lines here in a second. Hydro, I was wondering why my main channel, Joaquin Lebe, is being avoided. Joaquin Leba. Hydro, I was wondering why my main channel. Leba. I don't know, Hydro. Sometimes people will get inadvertently unsubscribed, and sometimes they will get put into timeouts. I don't monitor that stuff. It's been weird that it's happened because I have my Restream chat bot sometimes does that to people. So it means to feature the truth, partially crooked. No matter how crooked, you'll never get caught. Fix it up. The tattoo means to feature the truth, partially crooked. No matter how crooked, you'll never get caught. I'll have to look it up. I didn't even know you had a back tattoo. I don't even know where you'd see Biden's tattoo. All right, was it Joe Biden's tattoo or Hunter Biden's tattoo, rather? I don't know. Interesting. I don't know, though, Hydro. Back to your question. I don't know. I will double check later. I can double check later. And we can go from there. So, okay. So let me make sure the background music isn't too loud. I don't want too loud a background music. I don't want it too quiet either. I like a little bed of music underneath. I'll look it up. So this article here comes to us today from RT, which, you know what? It's funny. I really like RT. I mean, I understand it's a Russian-controlled news organization. I get it, as is pretty much all of our news that we get. right? From the AP to Voice of America to CNN to MSNBC. It's all ultimately kind of state ran, partisanly state ran, but it's not just, you know, unbiased, no spin news. So I'll read both of them. I'll read Daily Mail or, CNN, and then I'll read RT, and I'll get both sides of the spectrum from different perspectives. I think sometimes you get, in some ways, a better perspective of really what's going on with our government from like an RT. Sometimes I think you do. So not all the time. You gotta still use your brain no matter what, which is, I know, hard for some people, but nonetheless. Okay, so let me start recording so I can clip this segment. Okay, so starting out here, reading this article, it says, you get what you accept. Trump COVID advisor Atlas roasted for suggesting people should rise up against COVID restrictions. Trump administration COVID advisor Scott Atlas has unleashed a tsunami of criticism upon himself after tweeting that the only way this stops is if people rise up in response to new anti-coronavirus measures in Michigan. You get what you accept. The Stanford University doctor, who has emerged as President Donald Trump's top advisor on responses to the COVID pandemic, said in a Sunday night tweet that also featured the hashtag Freedom Matters and hashtag Step Up hashtags. I don't know what either of those hashtags means, but regardless, moving on. Such an ambiguous appeal triggered a wave of angry replies accusing him of seeking to kill people, incite violence, or even attack Governor Whitmer, as well as calls for Twitter to ban Atlas immediately. I would like to pause here for just a moment. What have we just witnessed for the last 4 months in our country? We have witnessed the systematic, organized, fomented call to action to burn, riot, murder, tear down our country and these cities under the banner of a hijacked and false movement for what it is, what it's become. Talking about Black Lives Matter. Of course, Black Lives Matter. And this is not, again, I'm not against Black Lives Mattering and the actual heart of that statement and that generalized statement. But Black Lives Matter, as we know, is a Marxist organization, and that whole movement has been to create and foment unrest and protest and anger in the street. It has nothing at all to do with actually Black Lives Matter. And we all know that. Who's gotten behind it? All the corporations in America, corporate America, politicians, celebrities, news, television, radio. Everyone has gotten behind that and cheered that on to literally rise up and go out there and burn shit down, tear stuff up, cause a huge issue and problem. And yet, as soon as those tables are turned and we have Scott Atlas, who is the doctor heading up one of the Trump administration's advisors on the COVID stuff, telling people you shouldn't give up your civil liberties to this virus. You should not let these governors and these local governments push back on you and do this to you. You should, or take advantage of you. You should push back, because if you just sit back, you're going to get what you get. And he's absolutely right. And yet people then call for him, saying, you're inciting people to kill people. You're inciting for violence. You're wanting Governor Whitmer, to even maybe be kidnapped. Those white militiamen were going to kidnap Whitmer. And calls for him to be banned immediately. The projection, deflection, hypocrisy, out and out hypocrisy is staggering. And this is exactly what we should have been being told from our leader, from the get-go of this year. This is where Trump let us down. He went along with this bullshit. And I know he had to do it politically. I understand. Doesn't mean it didn't let us down. Scott Atlas now is like, no, you should rise up and say, no, we're not going to let you take away our rights for this. I thought the science mattered. It has a 0.0012 to 0.0014 IFR, infection fatality rate. That's in the same line as the flu. Masks don't work. There's abstract and peer-reviewed paper after peer-reviewed paper after peer-reviewed paper that say masks don't work. The insanity and absurdity of the rules that they've given us, where now you can't eat inside, but you can eat inside if the inside is outside. You can go eat in a tent outside, inside, but you can't eat inside. I mean, that's just one of them. I could lay out the myriad of contradictions and of completely, opposite lines of logic or reasoning that they've given us. It's silly. It's all about control. And now they're all telling you it's going to be a very, very dark winter. COVID is on the rise. We've pointed out in the last couple live streams ago, the inconsistencies on the tests and the straight redonkulousness of the tests and the PCR tests and how they get the case count. We've talked about how Dr. Birx has said that 25% of the death rate's already inflated. Like I just mentioned a moment ago, we talked about how Dr. Michael Ryan from the World Health Organization said that 10% of the world's population has been infected with COVID. That's 780 million people. The official numbers that they're scaremongering everybody with is in the 30-ish million people. And 1 million people died. We've gone over how the people that have been called, been said they died from COVID, have been hit by a car and they get tested for COVID and they died of COVID. That those were passed down from the CDC. We've gone over all of this ridiculousness. Blatant control. Scott Atlas comes out and says, rise up. Rise up and push back. Because if you don't, you get what you get. I absolutely applaud him and agree with him. Where the hell was this kind of, where the hell was this 8-9 months ago? Well, Trump put bad people around him. I'm tired of the excuses, people. If we would have had this kind of leadership, what Scott just said, maybe we're not in the bad scenario we are now. He would have got a whole shit ton of pushback, of course, but it would have played itself out. It would have given rise to the good science, the science that was silenced. In a follow-up tweet, Atlas attempted to clarify that he was never talking at all about violence. And you have to clarify this because of the Twitter twisters of the world, the Twitterati of the world, the left, and they're not retards. They act like retards. They act like they're kind of special and they got a special short bus sub 72 par IQ, right? When they say some of these ridiculous, but they're not dumb. They're just opportunists. They're projection opportunists is what they are. So they understand he wasn't actually calling for violence. He was just saying, stand up against these and push back. Push back like the Antifas of the world did, right? And the Black Lives Matter protesters of the world did. Again, there was never any super spreader talking about when the protests were going on. Trump holds a rally. Oh, it's a super spreader rally. The hypocrisy is staggering. I can't even go through it all because it just hurts my brain. We all know it. If you're paying attention at all, if you're at all genuine, if you're not a completely disingenuous person, you understand what we're saying here. But where was this, man? Where was this talk months ago? But of course he says, I was never talking. He has to clarify, I was never talking about violence, but rather resisting through peaceful means of voting and protest. The two things the left seems to love. Love. Voting and protest. As long as it's voting for their guy and protesting for their causes. They love it when it's voting for not their guy and protesting for not their causes, they lose their shit. Atlas tried to explain that the U.S. pandemic policy is federally supported, but state managed and locally implemented, insisting that is how federalism works. But the damage was already beyond repair and the torrent of criticism only intensified. I would like to reread that because this is a reminder to all of us. It is state managed and locally implemented. What happens, guys, if our local communities give the big to them and we say we're not going to do it? Do you think they're going to arrest all of us? No. Can they stop all of us? No. If every single business in your local town said, no, we're not playing along, we're keeping our doors open, they couldn't shut every business down. There may be one or two that would take one for the team. And that's where the peaceful protests kick in for the next one they go in and they try to shut down. And everybody rallies around that next one that they try to shut down. And the one that they shut down will get a GoFundMe account and be in better position than they were before. So they're ultimately going to win. But then they would go in and they try to shut the second one. And we all rally against, say, no, we won't allow you to do it. We do what they're doing in the UK right now against the lockdowns over in the UK, where they're running in the street. They're marching peacefully, not burning buildings down, not throwing bricks at people, not getting in fights, that they're peacefully protesting, albeit passionately, in the UK against the lockdowns. Now they're getting some serious pushback against the cops on that one, which again, then that outs the real authoritarianism in cops. I backed the blue when they backed the Constitution. I backed the blue when they backed the Constitution and they back the Bill of Rights. But when they don't and they're implementing and enforcing, even though it's not their fault, they're only enforcing the laws that the legislators that we put into power make the laws, and then the cops enforce them. So we really should be making sure, even though I don't really see, catch 22, because I don't see how a whole lot of our voting matters at times. But if people did what he was saying, Scott was saying right here, and we wanted certain laws changed, and we rose up when they weren't, they would get changed. We sit on our hands and we're like, okay, somebody else is going to do it. Trust the plan. Oh, WWWJJ, 1JW, whatever. Where we go on, we go all. Bling, bling, blah. Trust the plan. Don't do anything. Something good's going to happen. Then nothing happens at all. When we rise up together and we make our governments be accountable to us and the will of the people, that is the only way out of this. That is the only way out of all of this authoritarianism. That's it. That's it. Quit waiting for some man, some golden man. That was kind of my rant earlier today. Presidents are more or less a figurehead. Quit waiting for somebody else to do it. Come together, organize together, and make it happen. And make it happen on the community level, just like what Scott said here. They're state managed and locally implemented. If we don't let them locally implement it, are they going to be able to? No. And it takes us finally saying, no, I'm not wearing a goddamn mask. No, I'm not doing it. If you feel you need to wear a mask, then wear a mask. You wear a mask. If you feel like you're, and maybe you are in that vulnerable population, then stay away from other people. Quarantine yourself. Wear a mask. Make sure your family comes over and sees you're being careful. Do all of that. Me, I'm not going to do that. And it's not because I hate you. It's because I love my freedom. And I'm not going to do that. If there was a real virus out there that we saw people falling over left and right, you wouldn't have to tell me to wear a mask or to socially distance. I would do it on my own goddamn self. But the whole point of my rant right now is to simply remind people. The only way it starts, the only way it happens, the only way it is anything gets done is if we quit letting them do it. They keep testing us. They keep pushing us. They want to see how far we'll go, how much more we can take, how much more they can get away with. And when they get away with something, they don't give it back. And the ultimate plan in all of this is a globalized, and it's got to start locally and spread statewide, spread nationally. And they're doing a very damn good job at doing that right now. And it is the We Build Back Better, the Agenda 2030, the Great Reset. That is what they're doing. Medical martial law. They're pushing right now for the vaccines. They're saying, they said in the beginning, they won't be mandatory. Again, they're warming you up slowly. They're taking you from the warm beach and they're putting you in the lukewarm water, and then they're dumping a little bit of ice in at a time. So you get used to that water. And before you know it, the water's 58 degrees and you're shivering. But by that time, your muscles are tight and you can't really move. They do it slowly. It's the reverse. Or you could talk about it the other way, the frog in the boiling pot of water. You put them in there and you turn it on slowly and it slowly heats up and you cook yourself some frog legs. That's what they're doing to us right now. And if we don't wake the fuck up, pardon my French, I don't think that's French. I don't think it is, but you mean what I know. If we don't wake up to it, bigger problems are coming down the road. That's the truth. That's what's happening. And they're planning something. They're planning something big, people. I don't know what it is coming, but something here is coming big. Obviously, the vaccine. They keep telling us dark winter. They keep telling us all these things. They have bad things in store for us because they want power. When they get power, they don't give the power back. Okay. Okay, cool. I got a text. All right. I will, Trust, I'll call you back in a second here. I'm almost done with this article. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who earlier in the day introduced a new set of anti-coronavirus measures, personally fired back at Atlas, telling CNN she is not going to be bullied into following reputable scientists, she's like, I'm not going to be bullied into not following reputable scientists and medical professionals. Scott Atlas is he's a Stanford University doctor. I wouldn't say that he's unreputable. You stupid beep. Good for him. I'm so proud of him. And he also said here, lockdowns kill. Trump advisor Atlas forced to apologize for RT interview as media uproar deflects to Russian propaganda. I'm not going to read that one right now. But he talked about how lockdowns are terrible. Lockdowns kill. This guy is on par, on the money. Again, I go back to what I started out with. Where was all this shit in the beginning? Why in the hell didn't they talk about this in the beginning? All right. So, let me go. Apparently I got to vote. I do. All right. Trust is earned. Okay. Trust is earned says, I don't know. Do you want me to read this, Trust? Let me read it first real quick. That's true. No, I agree with this. Can I call you, Trust? You want me to call you, or do you want me to? Trust says this. The claim that they are fast-tracking the vaccine is false. They have used the African people as guinea pigs. Bill Gates and Oprah Winfrey built hospitals and schools in Africa, setting up the multitude pandemic scenarios. They started this in the late 90s, early 2000s. The vaccines have not been fast-tracked. They have been perfected. If you do your research on deformations in Africa, you will run across genetic deformations or deformities, which from testing different vaccines, this is all planned. You're absolutely right about the first one being a false flag. I think they will have one more false flag before they release the deadly virus on the third time, when people are wary of the media lies. That is when they will have the optimum effect. The vaccine is nothing more than a tracker as well as a genetic DNA manipulation control population. Okay, well, I don't know if I fully am. I don't doubt that. I mean, let's call him real quick here. Let's see if I can. How do I call? How do I call? Wait, no. Wait 1 second. Let me see if I can call. There. Oh, no. Okay, so let me just see here. Sorry, guys. I guess I thought I could just double click it and call. Enter a number for calling. All right, we're gonna do 5. Wait a minute. I wonder where you're at. You have to tell us where you're at. I know that area code though. I won't expose it to the world. All right. Let's see if he'll pick up. I'd like to talk to him. See if we can get Trust is earned on the line.
Hello.
Trust, how are you, man?
Hey, how you doing, Steve?
Good, man. How are you doing?
No. Well, fighting the fight best
Living-
way I can.
Yeah, well, good. So, so now you're out of Washington, I take it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So do you want to say where?
Well, not really.
Okay.
That's,
All right. All right.
That's just I'm in. We'll just say I'm in Eastern Washington.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. I grew up in. You don't have to tell me where you're at, but I grew up in Yakima, Washington.
Yeah. We had discussed that before. I'm not too far.
Okay. Cool.
My home range, my heritage town is Sunnyside.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Lower Valley. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, Lower Valley.
Yeah. Right on.
And seen a lot of stuff, seen a lot of changes. Been through a tremendous amount. And learned a lot. Woke me up quite a bit.
Good, man. No, that's we're constantly. I think all of us are constantly changing. If you need to be in that place where you can say I was wrong about that, and I'm changing what I think now. I think we need to constantly always be ready to evolve a little bit and change where we're at and what we're thinking about.
Absolutely.
I do believe. I know it sounds the first part doesn't sound tinfoil. First off, I'll say this: I don't doubt anything that what you just read there is not possible or happening. Most people would hear that and be like, "Oh my gosh, tinfoil hat time," but they actually just wrote a mainstream article. I was going to cover it, and I probably have it somewhere. I still could, but they are actually right now in some of the vaccines, and I don't know if it's in the UK or if it's here in the US, but they are now doing trying out with the nanotechnology for a vaccine right now. And for people who don't know what nanotechnology is, it's microscopic bots, electronic bots that they're actually talking about putting into vaccines.
They're just letting us know now.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. They're letting us know. This has already been out.
Yeah.
Whether people want to believe it or not, that's up to them. But people have got to realize that we're already under the one world government. We're under corporate socialism right now.
No, we are. I know that. I know. It's hard for people to
accept it. They're just starting to unravel the constitutional republic and showing us their true intentions.
Yeah.
And people are so fearful of what's going to happen, they refuse to look at it.
Yeah.
And in that sense, it harms all of us.
Yep. No, I agree with you. And they're testing to see again how much we're going to take.
Absolutely.
How much we're going to take and how much they can get away with. I think they've been pleasantly surprised with quite sad. It's sad to say, but I think they've been pleasantly surprised with the response they've gotten because people are willing to take entirely more than they should be able to. They should be willing to take.
In my thought, I don't think they're as surprised as they are going, we got them.
Yeah. Yeah. Got them right where we want them kind of a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Yeah, this kind of goes to what you were saying. It says nanotechnology plays a major role in COVID-19 vaccine development. Guys, this is from a legit source, and you can look this up, and this is legit. If you haven't thought, this comes from July 15th of this year. From mRNA, and if you guys don't know what that is, that's the vaccines that are being rolled out right now. It stands for messenger RNA. Moderna has been. I did a whole thing on this back a month or two ago on the Moderna vaccine. But messenger RNA is basically it's a new type of a vaccine the Moderna had been working on since 2012. They never could get it to market because it didn't show the efficacy of it was bad. And then also the side effects were terrible. But basically what it does is it reprograms your own DNA. So it goes into your system, and then it's there to test or to recognize. It changes our DNA to recognize when a virus comes in, and it's supposedly supposed to attack that. But the side effects of it, they couldn't get it right since 2012, but in the beginning of this year, all of a sudden, magically, in January, mind you, they had a vaccine in the works for a corona vaccine in the works in January. Before all of this it was happening in China and stuff, but before any of this, anybody in America even really knew or was paying any attention to this. Moderna came out and said, hey, they were making all kinds of money. Fauci was making money off of Moderna. Fauci has ties to Moderna, all these things. Now, he doesn't have the ties to Moderna that there's that fake video going around saying that Bill Gates and, Anthony Fauci were roommates and believing all that. That's not true. That is a disinformation seeded into the conversation to discredit any true information about Fauci, about Bill Gates. That is a disinformation lie. And that's what the deep state, whatever you want to call them, the globalists, the cabal will do. They will seed false theories into the circles of conspiracy theories to circle around so that they mash up all the disinformation so people can't believe don't know what to believe. If they can't get, if they can't get you to believe them all the time, they will get you to question them all the time. The effect is the same. There's absolutely no trust or no focus on really what's happening. So
the best place to hide a secret, is right in front of your face.
Exactly right. Absolutely.
There were certain individuals of computer software programmers that made it huge, and certain woman that used to have a talk show on TV that set up hospitals and schools, and they hid it as, and again, this is tinfoil hat theory conspiracy if you want to consider it that, but they did set up hospitals and schools to supposedly combat the third world plagues, and also educate these Africans. Well, they used them as guinea pigs. And not only have they done it there, they did it in Haiti.
Yeah. No, I know that Bill Gates did a lot of that stuff down in Africa and whatnot. And that's all pretty well documented. Somebody who has a very good information on that is James Corbett or Corbett from the. Do you listen to James Corbett, the Corbett Report?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
If anybody out there listening wants a wealth of well researched and documented information that is way outside the mainstream, James Corbett from the Corbett Report is your wealth of knowledge to find anything he has to, and he's going to get deleted from YouTube soon. So another shout out is Odyssey, Odyssee, Odyssey, Odyssee. Google it. I will put my link to my Odyssey channel right in the I'll put it in the chat here, so you guys can find Odyssey here. Hang on a second. Let me just open this up. This is the place to go and download. You can download the app. The app is going to be, there we go. The app is going to be LBRY on the App Store, LBRY. And you can download it. It's just like YouTube then, LBRY. Look for that in your Google Store or App Store and download it and go to Odyssey. Odyssey's kind of like YouTube. It's there forever. So they're never going to delete it. It's built on the blockchain. It's built by people who care about freedom, who are outside completely outside the system of big tech. It's a wonderful, wonderful platform. Go check it out. But I did want to read a little bit more of this nanotechnology real quick while I got you on the line. So from the mRNA vaccines entering clinical trials to peptide-based vaccines and using molecular farming to scale vaccine production, the COVID-19 pandemic is pushing a new and emerging nanotechnologies into the front lines and to the headlines. Nanoengineers at UC San Diego detail the current approach to COVID-19 vaccine development and highlight how nanotechnology has enabled these advances in a review article in the Nature Nanotechnology published in July 2015. Nanotechnology plays a major role in vaccine design, the researchers led by UC San Diego nanoengineering professor Nicole Steinmetz wrote. Steinmetz is also the founding director of the UC San Diego Center for Nanoimmune Engineering. Nanomaterials are ideal for delivering of antigens, serving as adjuvant platforms and mimicking viral structures. The first candidates launched into clinical trials are based on novel nanotechnologies and are poised to make an impact. So when we go back here to things you had talked about, so I read that to say, to give some credibility to this completely tinfoil hat theory, when Trust said, you're absolutely right about the first one being a false flag, which I think this has all been. I think they will have more. They will have one more false flag before they release the deadly virus on the third time, when people are weary of the media lies. I think that's a very good theory. That is when they will have the optimum effect. This vaccine is for nothing more than a tracker, as well as genetic DNA manipulation and population control. And I 100% agree with that. It could also have trackers in it, so that when they release the regular vaccine, or the real deadly one, or the real virus, it can attack. I don't know. That isn't outside the realm of possibilities, because they say right now that people who have had the flu vaccine are more likely to catch the coronavirus. So who's to say if you get the coronavirus vaccine, you're not more likely to catch the more deadly coronavirus vaccine or virus?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. People got to understand too is that we're 25 to 30 years behind technology. What we're doing right now and talking on right now, they've been using since before the Gulf War.
Yeah.
Okay. They started playing with this stuff in Vietnam.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I agree. I think you're right.
Again, just hide everything in front of our face.
Yeah.
Tell us what they're doing, but manipulate the words.
Well, that's what they do with the movies in the entertainment industry.
Absolutely.
It's all
Breadcrumbs.
projection. Yeah, it's all breadcrumbs, projection, getting you ready for what's coming. Because we're always shocked of, like, I watched this in a movie 5 years ago. They were doing the exact thing. Don't believe me? Go back and watch the movie Contagion from 2012 and tell me that didn't fit exactly what we saw happen when this, back in the beginning of this year, how they rolled everything out. Completely.
Go watch The Simpsons.
Exactly.
Go watch The Simpsons.
Right.
Okay, The Simpsons have a pandemic. They have election with Trump and Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they did a show on 9/11. They predicted 9/11. They have a clock in the background that says 9/11.
I know. It's insane what the Simpsons have done. And then also, they predict Donald Trump. They foreshadow Donald Trump being dead in a coffin too.
And I think, yeah. I don't really like to talk about that, but you're right. The election's not over. We'll just say that.
Yeah, I know that. I know. I know. It's crazy, man. Wow. Well, hey, thank you for thanks for calling in, dude. That was good to chat with you, and it helps break up the stream a little bit. Do it again anytime I do. That works perfect. Text me. You guys can text me like Trust did, and then I'll call you back, and then it works good. It's kind of like a holding system. I can call you guys back when I get the opportunity. So it's good. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you being a very loyal and just part of this from forever. You've been here for a long time. You were one of the first subs, weren't you? I feel like you were one of my first subs.
You first started.
Yeah. You and Rational.
You put out some great stuff. Yeah.
Well, this is more where I'm going with it. I'm going to be a little bit less politically I don't believe in I just don't. I'm sorry to tell people, and I've lost 30 subs in the last week ever since I've been doing these, and I brought on some guests that are like Dustin. I love Dustin dearly, and the guy's super smart. But he was going hard at Trump, and he was going hard at all this, and he was like, he is, but he was a hardcore supporter of Trump, so he's moved. But dude, he is but I can't. We gotta open our eyes and be able to.
Absolutely, there's a reason why these people that should be arrested, and hung for treason, in a literal manner, are walking free. Not only that, they're playing on the political stage.
I know. Yeah. No, I know.
And the evidence is out there. You just got to wake up and look.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it is. It's all right in front of our eyes, guys. And it's like, It's coming fast. The train is barreling down on us right now. And I didn't want to bum Debbie out and be a Debbie Downer because I know she was like, it's important to be. She might have already left. I don't know if she's still here, but she basically said it's important not to. It's best not to fear, and I agree with that. But I think the fear, you're going to be living in fear if you're not expecting these things or seeing these things coming before they get to you. It's like if I see a monster. Or if I see if somebody jumps out from around the corner, it startles you and it scares you. But if you can see someone coming from, a mile away, you're less fearful and you have more time to plan how you're going to respond when they get to you. That's how I view what I'm saying. It's like, it's time to wake up and take the blinders off, guys, and quit playing around in Wonderland thinking somebody's going to save us. The only people who are going to save us is us. And even at that point, I don't even know. I mean, if nothing else, being aware and being prepared, that knowing what's coming and not being surprised by it. It's always a better game plan.
There are people out there that would accept alien invasion before they would accept our government's messing with us.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
I know.
Totally. It's mind-boggling.
It is. I agree with you, man. I totally agree with you. All right, brother. Well, hey, I'm going to let you go here, but I appreciate you being here and you always being part of it. So call in again.
All right, brother.
All right, dude.
We'll
Have a good night.
Catch you later. Respect. Bye.
All right, man. You too. All right. So that was Trust is Earned. Anybody else wants to call in? I'm probably going to stay on. Well, it is 9:30 now. Kind of wanted to be done by 9:30. How did I stream for? Oh, I only streaming for 35. Oh, no, I'm recording for 35 minutes. I should have stopped my recording after I got done with that section. And I had to pare that one down a little bit. Oh, yeah, hour and 16 minutes. There we go. I can't believe how fast the time goes. And see, I'm getting better, though. I'm getting a little more focused. I knew I was only going to get through one subject. With meme times and my talking, I knew I didn't overly overplan and think I need to cover 3 different articles. I would like to get a stream, though, where I just do like 10 minutes on an article, where I just read it and just give some brief thoughts. And we can get through like 5 or 6 things, and so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm still playing with it. So, oh yeah, sorry about the So I got accepted for the monetization program and for memberships. So I'm putting together my membership program. I don't really expect me to be living on YouTube very long, honestly. If I'm being honest, I think they're going to probably cut me off. But I have put together I'm going to do like a $1 a month, $1.99, and like $9.99, basically my 3 tier levels. And there's some perks that come with that. But if you guys want to join, great. I haven't finished it yet. I need to do a little video explaining it or some crap that they told me I have to do. I'll do that. If you guys feel like doing it, great. Don't feel like you have to. I've never been one that's been a money beggar or pushed for support like that. I would love, the biggest support you guys could do would be to share my videos with people that haven't heard of me. And also is to subscribe on sjgperspective.com. That's the biggest thing you can do for me, so that when I get deleted from YouTube, I can still stay in touch with you and tell you guys where I've landed. But I will always be on DLive, and I will also always be on Odyssey that I just put up in the chat. Those are places you will always be able to find me. Obviously, though, you'll always be able to find me on my website, sjgperspective.com. I do want to share a couple. I'm going to do this real quick here, and then we're going to go. I wanted to share with you guys a couple of my product line shirts that I just did. They're funny. They're just funny. I just like them. www.sjgperspective.com. There it is. Okay, so this is my website. You guys can go there. But if you guys go up here to, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can. All of these here, see where my cursor is? This is DLive, Odyssey, my Anchor podcast, Spotify podcast, BitChute, Discord, Rumble. I don't really use Rumble, but I have it up there. I have an account there. I'm going to start using it. Obviously, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. All those spots. And then I'll put my link up there for my Apple podcast for those Apple iPhone people out there. But here's where I wanted to show you. So on my shop tab, right, you can go over to my store, and I just put up a couple. Oh, I didn't put that one on here yet. I'll have to show you. I didn't put that one on here yet. But I put a couple, speaking of COVID, let me see if I can do this one here. Show you guys. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I don't really think you can. It says, so this is a little one I just put a shirt, and you can get it in different colors, but it goes, I just got my COVID-19 shot. Feeling great. Has the Hunchback of Notre Dame on there. It's pretty funny. I got that one, but here's another one. Let me go back to, where's my other one here? The other one that I thought was pretty funny. Okay, so this one's cool. This was Rational Wrong Think's idea, right? And this one says, I don't know if you can see that or not. It says, it's got the don't tread on me snake, right? And it says, you tread, I bite. You tread, I bite. Which I thought was kind of a cool. Hey, you guys got Christmas coming up, right? You can get it in white. You can get it in black. Black's a nice looking shirt. Red's also a nice looking shirt. Gray, like that gray too. And this one, it's kind of like a teal green, kind of almost a light. These shirts are the nice material. They're the nice, like the good t-shirt material. But you tread on me, I bite. That's a good one. You guys could look into getting that one. And then this one here, I love this one. This is what I really hope Donald Trump does. So it's hard for me. Can I go in bigger? Oh yeah, cool, I can. So it's got Donald Trump riding a Moab bomb, right, with Washington in the background, and it says declassify on the side of it. So it's just like, he's going to drop the mother of all bombs, man. Just declassify everything, blow it all up. So that one's pretty funny. But here is the other one I had, which is on my Teespring. I'll put it on here, but I have a Teespring account. Oh, it's right here. Hang on. And because I've been doing some Facebook ads on some. I did some Facebook ads, and I'm trying to sell them on Facebook. Just see, there was those people like, I made $10,000 selling T-shirts on Facebook. So I was like, oh, I'll try it, see how it goes. But this one's pretty funny. This one is Faker Votes. Let me see if you can see that. Faker Votes. It's like Quaker Oats, but it's Faker Votes. So that one's pretty awesome. That's going to be a classic. That's definitely a classic right there. And then this one was the one I did today. It's hard to read on there. I'll do it on this one. You can get it in a normal color, not a fruity color. Like you can get it in white. I'll do it in orange maybe, or blue. Blue's good. Okay, so here, let me read you what it says. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it says, things I trust more than Biden. Facebook profile pictures, people who don't like dogs, cocktails with Bill Cosby, email from Nigerian prince, gas station sushi, Flint, Michigan tap water, Epstein and teenagers, Malaysian airliners. So I tweaked it a little bit, obviously, from what that meme was, and I put my own, font on there. But I think that's pretty awesome and pretty hilarious, and you should go and buy it. And I will put those, if you guys want, here, let me put the link to my store. If you guys want to go here to Teesprings, you can buy it at Teesprings too. So it's Schnarky Tees is the name of my website for that, but I'll put these onto my website so you guys can find them there. But Schnarky Tees is another place you can go and do some shopping for your Christmas holiday. So we got that one. We got You Tread, I Bite. We have this one too, which I just thought was funny. Some people might think I was attacking Donald. It really wasn't. It's just funny. It's the Come to Donald. Come to Donald. And so you wear this when you just want to annoy people that hate Donald Trump. Or I guess if you hate Donald Trump, you could get this too and make fun. But I thought it was more like you'd get this is a bad design on this t-shirt here, but you can get this on other t-shirts too. But there's the meme I just thought was hilarious to put on a t-shirt, like, give me a hug. Come to Donald, give me a hug. Woo, good times. Good times. So you guys should go check that stuff out. And that's a good way to support me. So I'd love it if you guys went to the website, gave me your email, buy a shirt for a loved one. buy a shirt. I'm going to be putting all kinds of new merchandise up there, new designs. I'm going to have my meme lines, and then I will also come up with a better, kind of a better logo, right? And if we have any web design people or people that are good at designing logos and stuff, hit me up. I'd love for you guys to maybe you could make me a new logo. Make me a new logo. Come up with some designs for a shirt. If you guys come up with a design for a shirt, email me, sjgperspective@gmail.com. You can email me, say, hey, I got an idea. Shoot me a message on the website, and let me know what your idea is for a shirt, and I'll see if I can design it and put it up there. And maybe that's a contest we should run. Best design gets the T-shirt, and I'll put it up on the store. So, anyways, all right, guys, I appreciate all of your support. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I really love. It's so much fun to come, and a lot of times by this time I'm like, oh, I don't feel like going and streaming. Every time I do, I feel great afterwards. So thank you guys so much for all you do in supporting the channel. And with that, I think that I'm going to get out of here. So, yeah, I think that's about it. Okay. So, I know what I got to do. We still got people. Yeah, we got 5 people on D Live. I didn't do it the last 2 times, and I'm going to get my D Live crowd mad at me. Let's go release some Kraken. See if I got any to release right now. Been giving it away to people on stream, so let's see what I got there. We still got people. Yeah, we got 5 people on D Live. Okay, there we go. I'm redoing. Oh, oops. I didn't do it the last. Okay, here we go. So let me put some in there, and then we'll let me submit it. Okay. And distribute. We're going to distribute. So this is what we do on DLive. DLive actually has these things called lemons for you people that are still on YouTube. And lemons can be actually redeemed for actual money. You can purchase some lemons and then you can donate them to your favorite streamers. And like 1 lemon is worth a penny basically. An ice cream is 10 cents. 100 of them is $1. 1,000 of them is $10, whatever. So what I do at the end of our streams is I put some money in the chest and then I distribute it, and it goes out to the best Lisi Peasy. Lisi Peasy gets 61 of them. She was about the only one really majorly chatting in there tonight. So it's just also luck of the draw. So, yeah, luck of the draw is what it is. So here's a screenshot, guys. Let me give you a screenshot of, this is what it looks like over on D Live. So this would be my D Live channel. And so people over here, you can chat in D Live even when I'm not live. If people are in there hanging out, you can, or before the stream or after the stream, you can stay in there and chat. Chat stays active. They give you way more options to do, cool stuff over there. So, and then at the end of the stream, we donate some of those coupon or tokens back to you guys. Whatever you've donated, I put some in there and I donate them back to you guys. And then it just, it's kind of a lucky draw at the end of the night. So it's a good time. It's fun. I look up here and I see Marfugal News has 4,600 people. 4,600 people on his live stream. I've got 3. Had 4. Now I'm down to 3. I'm only, 4,000 or 5,000 less than him. He's really good, Marfugal News. If you guys haven't checked him out, you should check Marfugal News out. He's great. But, okay, so since I did that, wrong button. I apologize. That was the wrong button. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. It's SAG Perspective. Without fear or animus, we will see you Wednesday night. I don't know who the guest will be, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a guest on Wednesday night. And then Friday also, I will update my calendar to let you know who the guests are going to be. Thank you so much again. Until next time, it's SAG Perspective, and we're out of here. Have a good night, guys. See you. Bye. Wait, sorry, I'm still streaming. Hang on.